Well, I've got my shirt on, which can only mean one thing. That's right. It's time for another interview. But who in the hell would employ a guy who spent over £70 million and is in the bottom half of the Bundesliga? Hertha Berlin would be the answer. As you can tell from this email, Hertha Berlin offered job interview. Before I go to it, let's have a little chat. First off, let's talk about what's happening with Frankfurt. For a start, I have a points target, which means that yes, me and the board had a sit down at the end of last year and discussed the situation that the club was in. It wasn't pretty. I cried. They got angry and yelled at me. I begged for my job. They told me I needed to get 7 points from the next 5 matches. Considering they're against Augsburg, Bayern Munich, Leipzig, Düsseldorf and Schalke, I was a little bit worried. But we've won 2 out of 2, beating Augsburg and beating Bayern Munich. Unbelievable. So I now only need 1 point from these remaining 3 games to keep my job here at Frankfurt. But do I really even need it? Because I said we're bottom table, now we're only 5 points off Stuttgart, who are in 6th. And more importantly, 6 points off of Bayern, who are in the Champions League places. And we are on quite a run of form. It's just taken a little while for the team to get themselves together. But since we have, we've been very, very impressive. I've made even more transfers, as usual. So Tapsoba's gone, Diakabi's gone, Rossi is gone, and Kameo has gone. Rossi went for 15 million, and so did Kameo, which means I had an additional £30 million, and I've spent it on some familiar faces. Number 1 being Roberto Esposito, who's the man that could come in and replace Rossi. Tried, trusted, got him in from Derby on a modest £8 million. Very pleased indeed to have got an old friend back in the club, someone that I know and can trust to play very well for me. And he's not the only returning Derby face. Basically, I'm bringing Derby to Germany. Jose Dondon has also joined, but for a higher fee of £22.5 million. I'm not sure whether it's a good deal or not. I just needed another centre-back that was going to come in for Diakabi and Tapsoba. He's younger. He can still get better. He's a player, again, that I trust. His technicals, his mentals are all very good. Physically, he's still very, very good. Bought him in from Celtics and makes them weaker. There are no losers here. And one more transfer was to sign young Nikola Jukic, who looks like a very decent attacking playmaker. Something we don't have in the squad. Someone that can play in that number 10 role. So I need to unlock teams and kind of do a little bit more going forward. This is the man that I'm going to rely on. And he does look very, very solid indeed. So I've got £4 million left. 169k in the wage budget. Why in the world would you want to leave, Mike? Things are on the up. Let's take a look at Hertha. Now, Hertha Berlin are 12th. So they're below us in the league. But 4-star reputation. Better than Frankfurt. In the Europa League, better than Frankfurt. Finances, this is the big one, rich. Finances are rich. They've got a good history. They have a massive stadium of 74,000. The stadium's in good nick. They're not playing well, but they've got some very good players. They've got Gabriel Martinelli, who's the vice-captain. They've got this boy up here, Birol Alton, who's their captain. Automatically looks better than anything that I've got at Frankfurt. Automatically, much better. He's not even their best player. The best player is Kate Agra, who's a left back, a lot better than Esposito, it's safe to say. A lot better. Valued at £25 million as well. The values are higher. They just look like a much better outfit. Even their hot prospect looks absolutely ridiculous. And if I look at their squad as a whole, they've got a player called Alvaro, who's arguably the best right back in the league. They've got a player I was desperate to get as well in Jakub Jarosz. He's one of the main reasons why I'd like to go there. I wanted to buy him for Frankfurt, but Hertha got there first. The fact that they've got money to throw around is what makes me think that I should really be looking at taking this job. The squad's still young. There's not really one player there over 30. Nearest player to that is Gabriel Martinelli at 29. Other than that, they're all young, up and coming. It looks like a really, really exciting job. A really exciting job. And it's no guarantee that I'm going to get it. But if they've approached me, the likelihood is that I probably will. So Lars Windhorst has said, welcome MikeRo. We've all been here with the meetings. We know what's going on. They're saying that I've never managed a club of this stature and reputation, which is true. But I'm going to say I've had a lot of time playing at smaller clubs for a chance to get the big jobs. If you don't work at the smaller clubs, you'll never get the chance. You can't just walk into a job at a big club. Unless it's Steven Gerrard. I do have a good record of meeting expectations, that's no issue. Now this is the question I thought they'd ask, and the one that I'm not too sure on, which is, when would I intend to establish myself as a club's manager? I'd rather see out the season at Frankfurt and see what happens, because we're in a good little run here, but I don't want to risk missing out on this job. But I don't fancy doing a rebuild right now. I want an entire summer to sit down and rebuild the squad properly. So I'm going to say I'd rather stay at Frankfurt, and hopefully that won't be an issue. More happy to work with the director of football. So they only want to finish mid-table. Next year, though, is to win the Bundesliga. I'll just say that's fine. I've got nothing else to propose. Let's see then how I get on. But that's the interview then with Hertha. Maybe, just maybe, I'm on course for a bigger job. I don't know. We will have one game against Leipzig then, because we've got a little bit of time. I'll have a game against Leipzig. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the point that I need to get me through and keep my job here at Frankfurt. We're ahead of them in the league, by the way, Leipzig, but we've got an awful record against them since I've taken charge. We've not beaten them once, so this could be quite bad. So I've got some slight issues there in terms of the lineup, which is that Batger and Alvaro are both suspended for today's game, but fortunately that shouldn't hopefully be too much of an issue, because Jose Dondon can play anywhere. And so the lineup for today then, Omolchenko, Esposito, Kovacic, Navarro and Pavez make up the back four. Then you've got Dondon in the middle as the anchor man, filling in for Alvaro. Sergio Yao and Ibe are having a very good relationship in the middle of the park. They're playing quite well. Jose Antonio steps in on the left-hand side and Dies on the right. And Jerome Dorse is up front because Sam is currently away on international duty at the African Cup of Nations, sorry. Nikola Jukic is on the bench, so hopefully we'll get to see him as well at some point. I would be happy if we could just get out of this game with a draw, get my point, go home. I passionately say we owe Leipzig after what happened last time. Let's go out there and beat them. I mean, the amount of times I've had to do that chat in the second half of the season is unreal. Right, so early start. Dondon whips it in. Dorse heads it just over the bar. Some good early pressing from us already. 1 minute in, decent. It's hard for me to kind of focus on Frankfurt right now because part of me is obviously keeping an eye on how Hertha Berlin are doing as well. I'm wondering if I've buggered up the interview because I said I wanted to wait till the end of the season. They said that they want to finish mid-table. They're in no danger of going down. So my mentality is that if they're not going to go down, they'll wait for me because they only wanted to finish mid-table. I'm not going to make much of a difference if I join now or join then. Hayati Mentese. Go on, boys. Push, 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 push. It's good pressing, but almost played a great ball into Freund. Freund into Perchotl. I mean, what a save that is from Omolchenko. That's much more like it. I have no idea if I said his name right either, the striker. The first real moment of quality from Leipzig, and we were bailed out by a goalie there. Well done, boys. Dondon heads it clear. That's what I bought him for. Jose Antonio over another free kick. He whips it in, back post. Kovacic heads it. Oh, it's just gone wide of the bar. He's in pretty good goal-scoring form as Kovacic, actually. He's got 2 goals recently, both from set pieces, obviously. And he's playing pretty well, to be fair to him. He's been a very decent acquisition on the loan market. And if I can try and buy him next year, if we are still here at Frankfurt, then I definitely will. There are a lot of players here that I'm beginning to really enjoy. I really like Ibe. I really like Ndai. Dorse has been pretty good. There's a lot of players in this Frankfurt team that I'm beginning to kind of grow a bit of an affection for. And that's annoying because obviously my intention is to kind of leave. But at the same time, I'm not going to be too upset if we have to stay. I'm not going to be too upset if I have to stay. Just before half time, and Leipzig have a highlight here as Freund throws it in. Freund back on the ball, back to Tyler Adams. Adams on the ball, whips it in. It's down to Dani Olmo. They get a little bit lucky, and Eugenio Daniels, who's got one of the best names in the league, taps it in. It's a bit unlucky, really. There's not a lot we could really do about that. Omolchenko maybe shouldn't get beaten at his near post, but it's a tough one to stop. That's a bit disappointing. Apparently, Ndai has been credited with the error for that goal. I say credited. That seems a little bit harsh. I'm hoping if they do really want me, they'll give me the option to actually move straight away, because if they do, that'll be fine. It's just I'd rather obviously wait till the end of the season. Esposito on the ball now. Go on, mate. Do one of those wonderful surging runs you did at Derby. Or just pass it straight to Eugenio Daniels. I mean, Christ help me. Okay, it's not been very good. I'm going to take Dondon off, and we're going to see the first of Nikola Jukic, who's coming on, and we're going to stick him in that attacking midfielder position. And Dai is coming off, and Pablo Ferranti is coming on. Pablo Ferranti is coming on, and Dai's not had the best day, safe to say. Jonathan David's running through on goal. David, good save there by the goalkeeper. Navarro nearly giving away a penalty as is custom, but Kovaric's done brilliantly there. Kovaric's literally just a one-man band at the back. He's keeping us together. The rest of it's been horrendous. I'm really not happy, actually, with what I've seen. We have been particularly disappointing in this game. I thought we would at least be a little bit more competitive and we'd cause some issues, but really we've done absolutely nothing in this game. Absolutely nothing. I've gone attacking for the last 5 minutes, and there is a foul on Jose Antonio. He's a way out. Antonio bends it. It's a decent save by Key. I don't think that was ever going in, to be honest, but it was a decent effort. 2 minutes of added on time and nearly up, and unfortunately we cannot secure the 7 points I need to keep my job in the first 3 games. A 1-0 defeat, tight, and we actually played quite well, but they were the better team, deserved to win, really. I'm going to say we were underdogs and you gave it your best shot. It was unlucky. Definitely unlucky. I was pretty impressed. So basically, I got 1 point to get for the next 2 matches. Schalke are top of the league at the moment, so there's no chance of me getting against them. If I'm going to get against anyone, it's going to be against Fortuna Düsseldorf. And hopefully by that stage, we'll also know what is going on with Hertha Berlin. And that will all have to wait until the next episode. Ooh. So it's more twists and turns than the TYC, as always, but I want to know what you guys think I should do. Should I stay here at Frankfurt and try and fight for my job? Should I move to Hertha Berlin at the end of the season? Or maybe now, if they give me the option? I want to know what you guys think down in that comment section. And of course, while you're down there, please drop a like on the video, share, subscribe, check out all these other videos and stuff that might be coming here. I'm trying out these new kind of like card things, so hopefully you'll see them there. Thanks so much for watching the episode. Please do like, share and subscribe, and until I see you for another episode of TYC or anything else on the channel, take care of yourselves and stay cool. Yet another job, potentially.